So, which brings me to my next question. Do you have communication rules or practices that help you communicate effectively, especially during, like right in the midst of a conflict? Like, do you have rules?
The number one rule requirement is stay on, like we said, what's on the table, stay on on the subject.
Don't get to bringing up the old
Don't
stuff.
bring up the old, don't bring up what your mama and daddy said, don't bring up what happened. Stick with what about? Yeah, because if you start doing that, what could be something small can be fixed, can turn into something that can last for days, and it just even more hurt feelings of people being disappointed. So I know one thing is, stick with what's on the table. Stick with what we're talking about right now.
That's big too, because I'm back, like, I like to gather evidence. And so I like to just stack evidence in my corner. Like, I want to have a cupboard filled with evidence for different, so I can pick things out and be like, let me place this on the table at this time. So yeah, that's good.
And the other thing is, we're not opponents.
Right.
We're on the same team. My job is not trying to embarrass you, you trying to embarrass me. It's leading to the third one. We're trying to get to a solution.
Right.
Yes.
But if you don't stick with what's on the table, if you let the enemy and flesh get in there and then you look like we trying to win, I would say for the first 7 years of our marriage, I didn't know how to have conflict resolution correctly. To me, it was all about winning. It was all about, I'm gonna prove my point. I'm gonna be right, you wrong. And we was on our way to a marriage retreat one year that we was teaching. Got halfway there and I realized, Shika, you know what, babe? I don't know how to argue. I don't know how to have a disagreement without trying to win. I'm so competitive.
Right.
And then that started our process of healing and being better. Because I had to acknowledge, because for the longest, I'm like, oh no, I grew up in a family where argument is who trying to win. You win what any means necessary. I apologize later after I done cut you below the belt. But so
we actually share that. That was me. Until I had to realize that if I win, then we lose.
Yes.
Like if Maya wins, then the guests lose.
Right.
Yes. Like, and I would just dig and dig. Like I cut. Like I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna win. It could be like something simple, but I'm gonna be like, I want a total knockout. And then I'm like, yeah. Now what?
I got to walk away. Let me get
Right.
And then I'm looking like, well, if I just won, why do I feel so bad? Because you won, but y'all lost.
That's good.
Your whole relationship just took a whole hit, baby. Because you had to win.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now I understand, and I'm much better. Hadn't mastered it, but I'm much better. Not cutting. It's about a solution. Getting to a solution. And sometimes, even now when we have disagreements, I ask you, I said, man, are you trying to come to a solution or you want to just keep talking? I done heard this before. You already said that. I got it. How we gonna get better and move forward? So
that's a good point. And the whole, you said this already, Shika, I got it. So what we have, this journey that we are embarking on right now, is I got it. So what has to happen, remember when I talked about that, the importance of making sure you are aware of what your needs are. So you got needs that are connected to you in the various aspects of who you are. So then one of my specific needs is, if I've communicated something to you, it's not enough for you to just tell me, I got it. I then need some response that lets me know you got it. So in other words, and that is what this has been a journey now for maybe the past 5 years. Don't just say, I got it. Because how many times have you said, I got it, and then you came back later and, oh, that's what you said. Oh, so no, you don't got it. So now, what we are intentional to do is when you say, I got it, what did you hear me say?
Repeat it back.
Yes.
What did you hear me say? And that's far more a deeper concept than just on the surface, because you can recite my words, but I want to know, what did you hear me say? Because even if I said today is today is Monday, let's just say today is Monday. If I say yesterday was Sunday, it is the same thing as saying today is Monday. So I can say a thing and you can give me the words back exactly how I said them, or you can tell me what you took from it. Right. So that's why I want to know, what did you hear me say? What was your takeaway from that? Because then when you tell me what you heard, then I come back with okay, yep, that's exactly the way I intended it. Or no. So now let me backpedal, and maybe I need to say it a little bit differently because you heard blah, blah, blah. But what I meant was X, Y, Z. So we're going to stay here for a moment until we are crystal clear before we break that I said a thing and you heard it, but you heard what I intended for you to hear.
Because little tweaks here and there make a big difference. If I say, babe, please take the trash out, I smell it. What he hears is she wants me to take the trash out when I get ready. But what I said, when I said I smell it, take it out now. And so if he's like, yeah, I heard you, I got it, I'm gonna get the trash out. You ain't hear me. Because I meant now, and you heard whenever you get ready. So little tweaks like that, that's important.
It's important. And it's important to not hear things that she didn't say. Because I'm the worst at it. Because I ain't gonna lie, I look for confrontation, so I'm gonna confront her. And she may say something, oh, did you say that about my mama? Like, no, that's... Your mom? I said what you said about your mom. Right. And it's little things like that that you...
Right.
Something else is bothering you, just don't hear that extra thing. Yeah. And so...
Did you hear that, man of God?
I'm with you on that. So that reflective tool is help, like, what did I say?
Right.
I love it because sometimes he'll say like, well, this is what you meant. Well, is that what I said? Well, when you say this word, this is what this word means to me. Well, that's not what that word means, baby. When I say I go to the dictionary,
to the Webster Dictionary,
I go all the time. This is what that word means. He was like, well, that ain't what it means when I hear it. But when I say it, I mean what Webster and them talking about. I didn't mean all of that you got from it.
Oh, now see, y'all just hit the nail on the head right there. It struck a nerve.
We have to break.
But that ain't what it mean to me. They always have heard. Well, let's fix it.
Because that's not what that
Because what it
means.
means. Prime example.
Excuse me.
I don't know what you just heard me say and why you needed to feel like, why are you so hasty in your response? I'm not hasty. Yeah. Like, I want you to, just take a second to feel where you are right now. Your shoulders are up. Your tone just went up. Your face just changed, and it was a tone, it was a level of aggression. I'm not aggressive. I'm not hasty, da-da-da-da. What do you think hasty means?
We did this.
You know what I mean? So we're constantly doing that, and we're doing it again for the benefit of being able to communicate effectively. Because, like Maya, I heard you say, you hear what wasn't said, but like Maya, I said exactly what I said. Don't. And you gotta know we've been in this thing long enough now that if I felt a way about it, you're gonna know that too. So you don't have to assume. You have to. You know what she said there, but she probably never probably. Crystal clear.
If dumb and stupid is what I meant to say. I would have used some words that actually meant dumb and stupid. Yeah, like that's not what I said. So that's not what I meant.
Right.
You calling me dumb? I'm not.
Sometimes
I could have, but I didn't.
But I did.
Sometimes you have to feel like, Wausheka, you attacking my intelligence, or you think I'm beneath? What are you doing? So I had to make sure I get back to that. Babe, that's not what I'm trying to do. But that's not how it sounded. Because it sounded like you belittling me.
Okay, the word ignorant. Ignorant. You don't have knowledge in this area. Oh, you calling me stupid. No, I'm saying that you don't have knowledge in this area. Yeah. This is what this means. When I hear, and so even with that conversation, I have to be sensitive because I'm like, you just need to learn what words mean. Period. But then I had to get to a place where I have to learn certain trigger words for him. And I have to be wise enough to, even though I know this is the appropriate word to use right now, this is going to trigger him because he is going to think this, let me use another. And that is hard for me because I want to be like, well, figure it out. I said what I said. I meant what I said. Look the word up. But that's not That's me winning, and that's not us winning.
There you go.
So for us to win, I have to be more selective about my word choice when I'm communicating with him, and use words that uplift and.
Because I'm a words of affirmation, love language person.
Yes.
So words matter really.
Yes.
So I have to be very, very careful about my word choice when I'm talking to Bay. Yes. But the rest of y'all.
All right, given traditional Christian marriage vows to have and to hold, for better, for worse, richer or poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, forsaking all others, which part has been the most challenging for you?
I know that's a deep one.
That's a deep one.
It is.
Given the traditional vows, I guess I would say that, because when I think of having to hold, is always putting her first, and that's been the most difficult one, because I grew up with two brothers. I was the middle child, and so I got hand-me-downs from my brother. I had to share stuff with my younger brother.
Younger brother taking it from
and so I was, yes, and I was very selfish. I mean, I was very, and so this is my word, this is mine, don't touch it. So that, learning to put her first and not being so selfish, so it has been a challenge. And one of the ways that I had to overcome it was I had to, before I got married, I took in my own finances. When I got married, God said, Cam, it's not that you're not good with finances, but let Sheikah handle the checkbook. Oh, I took that thing back probably about 5 times in the first 10 years of our marriage. You ain't doing it right. And finally I just made peace with it. And then when I did it, I realized God was just breaking that selfishness in me. And then our ministry, when we first started pastoring, church didn't recognize women as much. They didn't recognize, Sheikah was just one of the associate ministers. And another way God started to help me was, at the point in time, now we're considered pastors of New Dove Creek. It ain't Pastor Cam and Sheikah, it's pastors, we're together. So we share the spotlight. And I realize now, as I look back, that was God breaking selfishness in me. It was God teaching me how to love and care and put her first. And that's a challenge. It's easy to put her first when everything going good. Can I put her first when, and it takes the Holy Spirit, but it also takes willingness to submit. And what's hurt, people think submission is such a bad thing. Submission is just breaking of your will, giving into God's will. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, because God is going to birth out greater out of you if you just, Lord, I yield. And be honest, that's what I try to tell people. It ain't easy to submit. And I try to tell men too, we love to talk about wanting our wives to submit to us, but we missed that first verse in Ephesians 5:21. It says submit one to another. It was talking about husband and wives submitting to one another. So it ain't about you to this and she that, it's submitting one to another. So that's been the biggest challenge for me, is the not being self-centered, selfishness, I was good to take care of my family. I would provide for them, give them what they want, but every now and then I would have a temper tantrum. Man, how many times I'm gonna have to give out my bonus to take care of everybody? How many times I'm gonna have to get one? Every time I get a little extra, I can't even buy something for me. It's always for you and the children. And I don't have no problem, but I did have a problem because I feel like I was being looked over. And then what I guess accelerated it, was when I started going through midlife changes. I felt like I said, Lord, I have done all, this was set it off me one day. I had a 97 Ford Ranger. My daughters were driving newer and better cars than me. And I'm like, Lord, how long am I to keep putting everybody first? And I'm making sure they taken care of. She got a new car, my children got new. I'm still driving this old Ranger with no air, and the children don't want to ride with me. Nobody don't want to be seen with me. They don't want to go nowhere with me. Yeah, they don't take me to school day unless you're going to drive mama's car. And really, God had to do some healing in me. Yeah. It was some brokenness when I was still from a child that was starting to come up as I've gotten older. Mm-hmm. It was tucked away. And I would say today that I'm much better.
What helped you through that? Like, did you see a counselor? How did you work through that?
I don't have to see a counselor. I'm married to a counselor.
Right? Are you able to let her operate in her?
Yes,
okay.
I am. I don't always be a good patient, but I always feel like I'm on the counselor's couch. I helped her earn that degree. I need to walk across the stage with you because I'm your number one client.
I didn't need to do a practical.
I just your practical was in your house.
So Wausheka helped me process through those things, and then talking to my pastor helped me see some things, some brokenness, father issues. Yeah. My father and my mother divorced when I was 8, and those kind of issues. Overcoming, Cam, quit letting, this ain't about what happened between you and your brothers, bringing it into our marriage. So I had tucked that stuff away because I was like, I'm saved, that stuff behind me. But that stuff, those seeds are still there. And those harvests are gonna start to come up. And so I thank God for Wausheka, my pastor, people that, even my children were like, Daddy, that just, and I started to listen. And I started to apply. I resisted for a long time. Y'all, there's something wrong with y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Yes. So, and that started the journey. And I'm still on that journey. And I'm still, one of the things I do for Wausheka every day before she go to work, no matter how much sleep I had, no matter what I got going on, I'm gonna make sure I put her things in the vehicle before she leave. I'm gonna tell her I love her on the way out the door. And I try to find ways to serve her. And make sure she is taken care of. Wausheka don't pump no gas. Wausheka don't take no cars to get them service. That's what I do to serve her. I don't try to tell anybody other husband to do that. You got to find ways to serve your spouse.
Please tell me.
Yeah. I said, but I find ways to serve her and make sure she's taken care of. And that has brought me so much joy. And it keeps the old Cam buried. Now, every now and then, he come up when it looked like you keep buying all these packages. You ain't thought about me at all. Not one time when you was in the store, you ain't you know what, Lord, I'm wrong. So help me, Lord. So submitting to the Lord is the greatest thing, and talking to some people about how you feel.
So for me, it is probably the in sickness and in health one, and not for the most obvious reasons, but I had to know, or I had a way too of tucking away. You hurt me. You do anything that creates any level of, chaos, turmoil for me. I can still function in the space with you, but there's a part of me that completely detaches from you. And that is and has been an area of brokenness that God had to, I had to give to God so that he could work on me. So what it meant was, it's easy for me to simply be in a space of doing what I know I have to do, but not fully being connected to doing it because it is the right thing to do and I'm honored to do. So that has been the most difficult, because if you hurt my feelings, if I'm mad at you, if something isn't, if anything's off in any way, it was real easy for me to just do, but then there's a part of me that resented doing. So and so we've been blessed, with good health. We've had some ups and downs and some valleys and some moments where we've had to see different specialists for different things, but ultimately good health. But the biggest form of sickness we've experienced has been in mental, that people don't talk about. We don't talk about. So when you talk about that stuff from your childhood, when you talk about those different moments that you've encountered something in life that has altered you in any way, shape, or form, that if you don't deal with it becomes a type of sickness that then becomes an issue, in your home. It becomes an issue in your interpersonal relationships with other people, in your marriage even, because now, for example, before, Cam's mom, oh my God, she was amazing. And I was blessed that she had 3 sons and a daughter. She never referred to me as a daughter-in-law. But she was hard as a single mother raising those 3 men. Hard. So I would know whenever Cam would come home, whether he told me ahead of time that he was stopping to see his mom or not, if he went and they had a conversation and it was one of those hard conversations and he would come in with all this bruteness and this growling and that. You went to see your mom? Yeah, mama gonna da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I was like, So see, you didn't feel a sense of responsibility or that you could express yourself at mama's house. You tucked all of that away and you bottled all of that up, but you came home, I'm a man at my house and blah, 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 blah. So I see that. And then when you don't acknowledge that that's what it is, now we got another issue of conflict. And you heard him say, the first 10 years, he didn't know how to fight, with first 7.
Don't add 3 more.
So he said first 7, he didn't know how to have healthy conflict. And so I'm talking about the gloves off and so after so much of that, wow, I'm still trying to maintain healthy conflict, but you just going at it, just whatever. I'm internalizing all of that. And I remembered you said that. I remembered you did that. You know what I mean? So I'm still functioning. And I look like I'm okay, but I'm not. And so because I'm not okay, I honestly don't care that you're not either. Right. You know what I mean? And so that was the most difficult part. And I just equate that too in sickness and in health, because when we're doing well, we feel well, then we're doing life well together. But when we have those little moments, even if it's an emotional crisis that we haven't dealt with, that too is an area of sickness. And so we don't necessarily know to nurture one another in that space when one sickness is being inflicted on the other one. And so I was having the most difficult time with that, there was a period of time I could not stand my husband because of that.
Right.
Yep.
Michelle said that about Barack, so that's real.
And I didn't know she said that. You know what I mean? But that was real.
Real.
I made these vows. I honor God. I honor my marriage. But I don't like him, and I don't like him not necessarily because he's done something to me or continues to do, but he's not making right the things that he did do. But it was because he didn't know how to make it right. Right. And I just tapped out. I don't have the energy to keep on trying to tell him, hey, you did this. Hey, maybe da-da-da-da-da, because he's not receiving it. So I just tucked it away, and was doing life, but was getting further and further away, because that was my go-to. That's how I grew up, the environment that I was in. I don't like what's going on. I feel helpless in it. Guess what? I detached from it. Yep.
And see, this is stuff that y'all have learned over the course of 24 plus years of marriage. And I feel like I'm so thankful for your transparency, because I think that sometimes people feel like salvation is synonymous with healing. And girl, like as soon as we both saved, so we shouldn't have to do nothing. You have so much work to do. Just because you go down in the water and you come up, that does not. He cleaned your heart, but it's still a lot of stuff that now you have access to. Yeah. But you still have to take advantage of. The healing is there for you, but you got to get it. The growth is there for you, but you got to take advantage of it. And so I'm thankful that you're sharing this so people understand. Well, we got married and we know we're both saved, so we shouldn't have those issues. I hear people that say, they're proud. We've been married 10 years. We've never had an argument. So have y'all ever talked?
Yes.
Like, have y'all really been real? Like, that's the red flag for me, because Have y'all? You know, if it's been peaches and cream for 10 years straight, and what are y'all hiding?
I shared with someone who I respect highly, man and woman of God, and I was sharing with some other husbands. All of us pastors together, and this pastor was talking about how him and his wife had arguments. I said, man, everybody had arguments and disagreements. And this other pastor overheard it, and he called me later. He said, Cam, me and my wife don't have arguments and stuff. And I said, man, you and your wife are newlyweds. And then plus, y'all are older when y'all got married. Because this is his third wife. Y'all are older. I said, but if you had been with her for like 20-something years, and you told me y'all ain't had that argument, I'm gonna say to you ain't had no conversation with each other. Y'all ain't even had no real, because if you doing life, there's gonna be some things you're gonna disagree on. And she ain't gonna always just willingly submit, and you ain't gonna always just submit.
Right.
You know what, Kim, I never thought about it.
Yeah, argument ain't got to be. And see, that's toxic to feel like if nobody punched a wall, then there wasn't an argument. Like when I say argue, you know what I'm saying? We disagree on this, we got to work through. There is a way to argue.
Yes.
And you ain't got to do all of this.
Conflict.
Right. So that's what we're talking about here. Yes. So we love music, you know we do. And I know that you can blow the roof off. Can you sing?
She's taught me how to stay in key.
Okay, so you got you a key.
So I've been,
That's got a key.
you know,
how long it takes.
Oh, I get years. You know, I grew up in that age where preachers were supposed to sing. And I would start out wanting to sing a song, and then I'd turn it over to Shika. And she would just say, I don't know that key. I don't know that right there. I'm going to pull that on down. We're going to have to go into another level of worship. Yeah. Or she would change the song. She taught me how to stay in key. And so lately, it's like the glory of the Lord has been upon me.
Yeah, you've been singing.
And I've been singing, but I know it's God. Now,
Right. You can't just be like, well, since American Idol is coming to
He led me to lead praise and worship.
I got you. You got your key, and we good with that.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about your love and your love journey, what song is best representative of your love and why? And you can each give a different song. Like just thinking about you, like what's representative of your love and your love journey?
My Christian love, our relationship.
Your
journey.
relationship. When you think about her.
I think about an old Key Sweat song.
No, I thought you was gonna say. I thought he was gonna say too short. I said, is Pastor about to say too short? Come on, Key Sweat.
I could have said another artist, but you know they don't want to talk about that artist.
Talk about it. Oh, I got you.
They don't talk about that artist no more. But anyway, he still put some good music out.
It's some good music.
He has some issues, but he still put some good music
Right.
out. But Key Sweat had songs that I would give all my love to you. Okay. I will give all my love to you. I give all my love to you. I think that's what the title of it. Anyway, that's what I think of when I think of Shaker. I give all my love to you. And that, because I like Key Sweat. You know, I can sing like Key Sweat. You know, some people say Key Sweat can't sing.
But you can get a little.
I can hear a little Key now. You know,
come on, Key.
He know how to beg. You know,
Over there.
You know what? Since you're talking about music, that same journey when we was going to that marriage retreat, when I learned that I didn't know how to
Argue.
She said, "Man, you know, I want to tell you something." She said, "We full of the Holy Ghost." She said, "All we do is listen to the gospel." She said, "I love Kurt Franklin. I love Hezekiah Skywalker." That takes me into the presence of God. It don't make me want to be with you.
Right.
And so when we were so saved, we didn't listen to secular music anymore. We were so I remember when we started going to buy CDs, like we were sneaking to it in the body.
Let me put my key
That was a process too, because there was so much of how we were churched that we then also had to learn intimacy in a way that we didn't feel guilty. Because,
it's my husband.
But still,
I know.
No. But yeah, so I don't know what instantly popped to my mind when you asked that question was Anthony Hamilton, Best of Me, because it's just, you know, this is me. You know, so that's kind of what I thought about.
I thought you was gonna say weak because you just saw SWV weak so many times.
So. But that's always on the karaoke book. So I'm gonna find weak. I'm gonna find weak.
I'm hoping that weak was like, because I make you weak.
Yeah, that's one of my karaoke classes.
I love it. What would you pick?
Oh, we got a few. I got a few.
One, babe.
Just one. I like Can't Let Go. By
Calvin Richardson.
Calvin Richardson. That is a good one. And
You ain't got to sing it. I would probably pick A Couple of Forevers. Chrisette Michelle, just because I feel like no matter how much time we spend together, like I want some more.
Gotcha.
I want some more.
Gotcha.
Even when he gets on my nerves,
Yeah.
like I still don't be gone too long.
Yeah.
Get on back.
That's how
Yeah.
I knew she was the one, because there was times, like how you say you didn't like her, I didn't like her. I wanted, but it was crazy. Like, I don't know, I'm scared to put this out there, but if she was gone, I would get physically sick.
Okay.
I would like literally couldn't eat. I was like,
You
"Word." Yeah, I couldn't eat. I didn't want to tell you that. I couldn't eat. I was like, and I'm mad. The more I'm sick, the mad I'm getting.
Yeah.
Then I realized, let me just call him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
He used to be
sorry.
on the phone with me and he'll get mad and
yeah,
get silent. And I'll be
I
like,
would.
well, are you mad? Yeah, I'm mad. Well, you want to get off the phone? No.
No.
I'm just going to sit here in silence. Okay.
You know, I tell people this, and I've said it many times. The girlfriend has broke up with me several times. Several times. The girlfriend is. If it wasn't for God and the covenant, the girlfriend would have been gone. I mean,
Come on.
as a matter of fact, the girlfriend left a few times. It was the covenant and the grace and the love of God that kept us together. You know, I got so mad one time with Wausheka, I took my wedding band out. I said, I ain't wearing it no more. I'm wearing it on the wrong hand. Well, the spot was, I wore it so long.
It's right.
And then it would just make me miss her. Like, if she go on a trip now, it's hard for me to sleep at night. It's hard for me to sleep at night not knowing she in the bed. I just stay up and just fall asleep because I'm so connected to her. You talk about another Anniversary by Tony. I love that song. It makes me think about us and what we have. And Just Me and You by Tony. You know?
You gotta roll on that. You gotta set that playlist up.
But again, we had to overcome because we had been taught in church. That music is bad. It's wrong. But then she said, "Baby, how can it be so wrong with Christian artists are releasing some of this stuff?" And they talk about love for one another. What great, I heard one artist, I can't remember who it was, maybe Anthony Hamilton. He said, there's nothing wrong with this love music and R&B. If you're talking about the person, what greater love is God loving you enough to give you somebody to spend your life with? And that helped my mind get open. Like, you know what? We've been missing out. So yeah, so when we go on our trips, we gonna listen to some gospel, but then after a while, we're gonna turn the.
Wear the lingerie to the John P. Key.
Out of order.
No, ma'am.
we gonna listen to. I like what that song by Eric Benet and Tamia.
I'll spend my life with you.
That's a good one.
Oh, I get
I'm
teary eyed.
tune. I know I will.
I get teary eyed
That's a good one,
when every time we play it, 'cause we have it on CD. So
I thought you was gonna say chocolate legs. That's an Eric Benet right there.
Yeah, chocolate legs is a good one. That's a good one.
But yes, music is has helped us in our areas of intimacy and romance.
Yes. All right, Pastor and First Lady, thank you so much for being here. But I'm gonna end with this one. What is your advice to the couple who has about a few years invested, but they've lost that mojo? They done hit the honeymoon phase is over. Life is life, and they're almost tired of trying. Like how you said, you had that point where like, I'm letting go. Like what's your advice to that couple to stick it out or move to the next part?
Of course, I would tell them to pray.
Absolutely.
If I would tell them to get some counseling, but if they won't get counseling, if they would just sit in front of me, I would say, listen, get back to fun. Get back to something that y'all enjoy about one another. I would ask them just simply, when is the last time y'all just went on a date? Well, it wasn't about the children, it wasn't about the even if you don't have much money to do it, just take one good quality time together, or one good moment, and kind of just let that build and remember why you fell in love, what brought you together. Because life does cause there to be issues where you look at each other a different way. But get back to fun and enjoying one another. Find something that you can do together that you enjoy one another.
And I would strongly recommend counseling, because what counseling will do is give you the tools to be able to sort through wherever the disconnect is or whatever is missing. So even when we tell people to, date and, find something to do for fun and that kind of thing, it is important counseling will help individuals identify what's broken in you first. And then once you identify or determine what is broken, then how to communicate what antidote, what you need, the medicine that you need to be healed so that you can get up. Because even if you remember your why, if you're not aware of what broke you, then you don't necessarily know how the why is relevant now. So you definitely are going to have to do that. And even if why you fell in love in the first place is very different than why you are still here,
right?
Define that space and talk about how you're going to move forward in a direction that's going to bring you success, joy, and value.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for coming.
Sure. Thank y'all for having us.
You guys are awesome. Like this, I have learned a lot, laughed a lot. Man, I can see why you're a blessing to a lot of couples.
Please
y'all are real. Y'all are so real.
Please tell the people where they can find your ministry and your church and stuff like that.
We're in New Dove Creek Baptist Church. We're in Elberton, Georgia. You can like us on Facebook. Also follow us on YouTube. Our website, www.newdovecreek.com. We meet every Sunday, 10:45 out. 10:15.
10:15 Doves Creek Church Road.
So yeah, and then we have a Facebook page. You can hit us up on Messenger. Wausheka McClary. It's just one page. We just we don't do a whole lot on it, but we will. If you need us. So yeah, that's who we are. And we would just love to be of service to anyone in any way possible. So just hit us up.
And you speak and you lead retreats.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, we do. We have a marriage ministry. We conduct marriage retreats yearly. We do quarterly events. So follow us. Keep up with us on those social sites and platforms so that you can be aware of what we're doing when we're doing those things. In those opportunities that we get together, we just do real talk. We the word is our foundation, but we are gifted by God to present information in a way where you can actually take it home and make it applicable to your own stuff. So look forward to connecting with you, and we speak blessings upon any of you.
For more information about our coaching services, courses, marriage tools, events, and getaways, go to onevisionerc.com. That website again is onevisionerc.com. If you had a good time hanging out with us and you got something out of it, go ahead and subscribe so you won't miss the next one. Like it so we'll know you enjoyed it, and share it with somebody so they can be blessed too. We'll see you next time.